Welcome back, everybody, to your favorite show, Knife Swap, where we got less drama than wife swap, but you can still get catfished. We'll be highlighting two different worlds today. In one corner, we'll have an American EDC icon, quite possibly the godfather of the category. While in the other, we'll be highlighting some of that new exotic hotness. Did the trade work out? You'll have to judge. Stick around. Thanks again for joining us on Knife Swap. I'm your host, EDC with DBD, disabled but deadly. And today's episode gives me a good chance to highlight my homeboys at Lynch Northwest, because both of the knives today will have clips from Lynch Northwest. This is not one of those knives, but this is a Lynch Northwest clip. And right now, you can choose any knife if you purchase any in-stock knife, and their selection includes Spyderco, Benchmade, Hogue, Demco, Giant Mouse, ProTech, Microtech, and more. They will include a Lynch Northwest deep carry titanium clip, absolutely free. Any knife you purchase from them comes with a free titanium deep pocket clip. That's a great value. I love their clips. They really change your knives, and they're my favorite way to carry. So check out the homies at Lynch Northwest. They'll be linked below. So today's episode is highlighting a knife swap I have made with one of our viewers, Mr. Rolf Robertson. And to begin with, the American EDC icon, if you've watched any of my content, you're probably pretty familiar with this bug out. I purchased this bug out brand new, got it right at the very end of July, and I had been wanting to check one out and dress one up and get one for the channel, because it definitely is an American EDC icon. It's been around for over 25 years, and though it wasn't Benchmade's first axis lock, it was the most popular and the one that really locked in this 3¼ inch, 7.5 inch overall length, 3¼ inch blade, 7.5 inch overall length size as a great EDC for so many folks. And they've sold so many bug outs. So I wanted to get one for the channel. And this started off as the Crater Blue FRN and the FDE Cerakote S30V blade. And immediately I put these gorgeous unlocked composites carbon fiber scales on them, contoured, beautifully milled shred carbon fiber. Just looks fantastic. And then this showed up on a Saturday, and the following Monday was my birthday, and I went to the Lynch Northwest factory and got the matching FDE titanium deep carry clip. So you're probably also aware, if you've seen any of my bug out content, that when this first came in, I wasn't happy. I wasn't thrilled. I had to take off the FRN scales and wipe down both sides of them, because there was a lot of plastic, tags from the extruder from when they were injected, molded. And it was one of the most off-centered knives I've ever received from the factory. Once I put these scales and this clip on it, though, it definitely, and worked on the action, it definitely changed the entire knife. And it's a beautiful knife now, and I love the looks of it. However, it's too thin of a knife for my hands. And it's especially, it's getting colder again. My hands go numb a lot more. And the thinner knife, uh, it's difficult for me to use. And so even though I love this knife, I haven't been carrying it. And I know that the Bugout is a grail knife for so many folks. And that this one is too nice. I don't do safe queens. If I get a knife, I want to carry it. And I was leaving this in the grail box. So, talking about this on a live recently, Rolf Robertson made me an offer that I was pretty intrigued about, because it was from a company that I've wanted to get a knife from. I've wanted every one of their releases, but yet it'll be my first knife from them, just like this is going to be Rolf's first Bugout. And to finish going over the Bugout specs, I said it was a 3 1/4 inch blade. It is a 90 thousandths blade stock, so these are made to be very, very slicey. And the handle thickness is only 420 thousandths. So very thin, and it comes in at 1.85 ounces. So they are very, very lightweight. Very, very nice knife. Great action now. But what we are looking at is a premium knife from a newer company that is one of my favorite knife review channels. It was started by him and another designer whose design language I really like. And what we are going to be looking at is the Devo Knives Premium Pony Stout. And I am so excited about this knife. I got this day before yesterday. Came in, the mail was delivered late that evening, and I have it has not stopped making me smile since. So, Devo Knives was created by Lefty of Lefty EDC, Kev. And Lefty EDC, you probably already know, is one of the best knife review channels out there. And Colin Mason Pierre, a knife designer with knives like the Kubi Royal and several others to his credit prior to this. Lefty liked his design language and reached out to him, and they formed Devo Knives. And they came out with the Stout first, which was a premium knife. It's a bigger version of this. And then they came out with the Pony Stout, which was a budget version. It had micarta, and it didn't have the blade seal that you're about to hear on this one. So they ended up doing the premium Pony Stout. This was a White Mountain Knives exclusive, and they had a few finishes. These were like $175 when they were new, and they did these in titanium. And see if we can get that to show up right there. S90V. It's lasered in. There we go. Lasered right in the backspacer. S90V. And then lasered on the inside of the liner, for the liner lock, the lock bar, is Devo Knives. So, the Devo Knives Premium Pony Stout comes in at 6.64 inches overall length with a 2.84 inch sheep's foot blade of, like I said, S90V with 110 thousandths blade stock thickness and a crowned spine and a nice hollow grind. We are looking at a handle length of 3.8 inches and a weight of 3.6 ounces. This is a liner lock, and these were manufactured, OEM'd by QSP. So, like I said, we've got an American EDC Icon, but then we've got that new exotic hot chick that just walked by, and she caught everybody's eye. And Devo has been dropping some insane knives, and I've wanted each of their models, and I can't believe how happy I am with the ergos of this one. You guys know that I'm a big fan of the Monster Urban Grip, and this has a similar blade shape as the Urban Grip and gives you some of the same ergonomics that the grip does. That's the Glideman. I said the Urban Grip several times. That's the Glideman, guys. And you have contoured titanium that is, well, obviously you've got a lot of weight reduction on this side, but you've got the contoured titanium. All the edges feel so smooth. The crowned spine and that thumb divot just lands perfectly. You have kind of a 50% choil, a choke up spot right here that's perfect, and I'm not in contact with that blade at all. It's comfortable back here on the jimping or right up here. And you've got a mid-length backspacer. Like I said, this one has had the wire clip swapped out for a Lynch Northwest deep carry titanium clip. And this one is running on multi-row skiff bearings. So crazy guillotine action. Now, let's check that S90V. And yes, the hollow grind is just as slicey as I hoped it would be. They did, Kev and Colin, I think, did a killer job with this knife. I will, pardon me, I plan on carrying this knife quite a bit more, but to give you some more of my first impressions of the knife, let's check the hardware real quick. We'll do a quick hardware check. And T8s, of course, even the pocket clip screw, because Lefty and Colin know what they're doing. We're rocking all T8 hardware. You love to see that, less likely to strip. The lock bar, as you can see, we've got access for days. You could have some pretty meaty thumbs and easily get that lock bar. And it's very smoothed here, so it's comfortable, but then you do have that jimping there so that it's very easy to get a hold of. The action on it is phenomenal. The reverse flick is money. Thumb flick is money. Just rockets out as soon as it breaks the detent. You knew a Devo knife would have a perfect detent, obviously. We are perfectly centered. Love that backspacer. You do have a reversible clip, of course, because with a name like Lefty, you know it's going to be lefty friendly. and a perfect choke up. Now, while the plunge grind is done great, you'll notice and you might be surprised that there's not a sharpening choil. However, that's because this knife, with the size it is, giving you that choke up position right there for the full 4-finger purchase on this. They kept that flat right there. So that's a design choice, not a fail to take a sharpening choil into consideration. You could always cut your own sharpening choil in if you wanted, because you are running on you do have internal stop pins. So there's no stop pin that's going to interfere with your with the choil if you were to decide to cut one in. Billboarding, as you can see, is non-existent. The branding for this knife is in the look, recognizing the look, and then knowing that it says Devo. I don't know if I can get this liner to show the way I can get the inside of that backspacer too. So you might not see the Devo inside there. Let's try this. There, maybe that'll pull up Devo. I don't know. Either way, trust me, it's in there. So if you are somebody that doesn't like branding on your knives, these are perfect for you. It also makes these beautifully blank canvas to do any customization you wanted to do. This choil area is chamfered in here so nicely so that your finger is just comfortable in there. Overall, I am very excited and happy and satisfied with this trade. And I believe that Rolf Robertson will be as well. I think he's getting a fantastic bug out, and I got an awesome Devo. So, shout out to Rolf. This is on its way to you, and you're going to have to let me know what you think. I hope everybody has a killer day. Stay safe, stay frosty, most importantly, stay deadly.